Real, recognize real. Listen, real, recognize real. Listen. Tune in and turn up your radio. It's all down. Turn up your speakers and let them bomb me on right now. You already heard about it. Rachel is serious, y'all. So get the next cussing time. Pick up your phone and call. So real, talking about facts and the metaphysical. So deep, you gon' need a rap to make sure you stay afloat. So baby, don't you change that station. Be a part of history that's in the making. It don't matter what you're doing, just save it. And you can get back to it later. And we can get some of this flavor. Cause real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Hey, yo, Sean. Hey, listen, I tuned in one night, man. I appreciate that, man. It was real. Hey, real recognize real is a G-law. Always be yourself, never be a fraud. Life is up and down, call it seesaw. Stay woke, triple R, ringing the alarm. French all of internet, feeling better. Made from pure chocolate, dipped in vanilla. Caught up in the rain under your umbrella. Always rock the house from the roof to the cellar. That's why I gotta tune in. When you're on camera, I hope they zoom in. So many shows only let the fools in. Out my mind, they addicted to you can move in. Cause real recognize real. Always put up some packages. Ain't thinking about drama, ain't thinking about bills. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize.
Hey. Real recognize real. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Did y'all miss us? Thank you.
I know they did.
You don't know? Thank y'all for tuning in to the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show. My name is Franchella. I'm your host.
And I'm Lynette, the co-host.
Hey, what's up, Lynette?
nothing much. But what we got going on tonight?
Yes, we have our guests already waiting in the green room. You hear me? I am so excited. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. If you can share this live broadcast, we would truly appreciate it. Who we have coming up, Lynette?
So first up is Nicole Newman Coulter. Okay, and stay tuned.
Yes. Hey, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
How are you guys today?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. So I'm going to do a proper introduction.
Yes. Okay.
So Nicole Newman Coulter is a playwright, director, producer, and president of the Church Stars Network. She's from Arizona and began her career as a playwright. She started out directing plays, and she has written, directed, and produced several productions, over 10, too numerous to name, as well as the Church Star Awards production. Nicole is a Renaissance woman. She is multi-talented in music, dance, and theater as well. At the age of 12, she played the organ at church and also served as a youth minister on the youth ministry, I should say. And she started her own dance group teaching ballet and modern dance. And in 2000, the year of 2000, she started the TGB Drama Theater. She is one of the only female minority playwrights in Arizona, being of Latin and African American descent. To diversify the arts, she launched and birthed the O Live Theater, which promotes diversified creativity of visual and performing arts. So welcome today to the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show, Nicole. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Honored
Yes.
to be
Well,
with you ladies tonight.
You as well. You as well.
that's an awesome bio. I love it. I mean, you just doing a lot of great things. And we definitely want to get into that. You know, we want to put you on this platform to let everybody know what you're doing and to get in touch with you. Because I mean, from producing to directing to, having your own production, that's just amazing. That's really amazing.
Yeah, I've been doing it like for so long, and I have such a passion for it. It's just like I feel like it was something I was born to do. And what my parents are in ministry, they've been pastoring over 40 years.
Wow.
And so I've been like just active in the church all my life. So it was just like a natural progression, starting in the church to start my own. So Church Stars, well, Olive Theater, my first love. We do plays and stage plays. I work with children. The funny thing is, I actually like working with the children more than I do the adults because they are just so creative. I really don't have to monitor them as much, which sounds weird.
Right.
But the kids, I mean, the way they kind of like grab onto things and they're like all into it with you, it's just I love it. But I work with children and adults. And then I started I was looking for something like to belong to. So I started going to like film festivals and stuff like that. And for me, it just wasn't a real welcoming experience.
Oh, wow.
Because when I said, my background is from the church, it's almost like they didn't take me serious.
Right.
And so, I was feeling kind of down about it, like, Lord, I'm trying to like, find a group that I'm connected to. And I took my brother with me to that film festival, and he was like, you know what, forget this, let's leave.
Wow.
So we left, and he was, we know a lot of people, we were born and raised in church.
Yes.
You just start it, do it on your own, create your own film festival. So what I decided to do was to create an award show, because I knew there were other people out there just like me, and that they needed to be recognized. So when I did that, it just really kind of took off, and like God really blessed it. And like, there was just so many other people just, appreciating just being recognized in their states and like all across the country.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and most of these entertainers and everybody get their start in church. So I get why they frown upon that. I know a lot start, especially singers, a lot start in church and they, transition over, but you never forget where you came from. Never.
Yeah. Even look at Tyler Perry. He started in church.
Exactly.
So, but it's weird, because to me, I feel like he really put the stage plays on the map like for the Black community.
I
You know
agree.
what I mean? We were doing it, but when he did it, it kind of blew up, and I think it gave several other playwrights, got their passion back to do it too. But there's like not an organization for us. Gospel music has everything. They have Stellar Awards, they have the Dove Awards, they have everything, but there's nothing for the Christian arts, for stage plays, comedians, web series. So and that's where Church Stars comes in.
Right.
And we're so thankful for that, because like you said, it's an avenue that not many touch. And as soon as you say the church, people kind of box you into that one genre, and they say, it's like it's a taboo topic where you can't do this or you can't say that, and you can't. And it's like they take the human side out of it. But at the end of the day, we're all still humans as Christians as well. So
yeah, like we're church folks going through tests and trials just like everybody else, except
absolutely,
we have a different hope.
exactly.
And our messages are centered around God and leading people to Christ, but the things that we go through are the exact same.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
So you answered most of my questions and your things. I was going to say, out of all of them, which one are you most passionate about? All of your talents, but you pretty much said that. So tell us a little bit about the Church Stars Network.
So the Church Stars Networks is a group of playwrights, comedians, producers, And what we did is we just introduced the Church Stars Network mobile app. And so you can download it on your mobile app or your smart TV. And so there's movies, stage plays, comedy, sitcoms, talk shows. There's dancing. We have a section for podcasts. And so now it's like all your favorite Christian entertainers, instead of just like looking all over the place on YouTube, or we're all on in one group where you can just find everything there. So it's doing really good. We launched in July, and we're at a little bit over, I want to say 16,000 downloads. So that's good for our community starting out. So
that's
we're
awesome.
doing good. So I'm just working it. I'm just gonna keep working it.
I know Brother Rufus with the golden tooth is on.
Yeah, Larry.
Larry and his wife.
And it's so funny because, like, you know, we have the Church Stars Awards. We have this like nominee breakfast, and like when everybody comes together, it just feels like a family reunion.
Right.
You know, I think it's because you're like-minded people and everybody is like passionate about it. So it's like we all remain friends and keep in contact with each other during the year. So it's just, you know, a good feeling to be with people who, you know, are just like you, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was one of the recipients one year.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Where's that award?
Yeah. Went for a movie or web series?
Web series.
Web series. Okay. With Rodney Cherry, right?
With T. Tunnel Harris. Shout out to T. Tunnel Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from Philadelphia. I came all the way to Arizona to get my award. I knew I was going to win. I didn't know, but I was hopeful. That's the faith that we talking about. You know?
Yeah, but you won.
Thank God.
Are you thinking about expanding it and doing, you know, some of these award shows in other states?
You know, I'm thinking about it, but you know, the weird thing is that our biggest market, because we also feature Christian entertainment news. So sometimes we'll like travel around to the stage plays and do like their red carpets and stuff like that. And so our biggest market is Dallas, Texas.
Oh, wow.
And so I flew to Dallas. I had some people take me around and looking at venues. And so, you know, later I was talking, you know, because few people came and met me. And they're like, please don't have it here. We want to come to Phoenix, which kind of shocked me.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, you know, we kind of want someplace else to go. And I'm thinking, oh, well, I'm going to go where my base is.
Right.
You know, because everybody is there, like the largest group of people that we have, you know, because I mean, Dallas, Texas has like something in the Christian arts every weekend.
Wow.
But to my surprise, they want to come here.
A lot of people like to travel outside of their environment.
Right.
And so I would still go forward with it in Dallas, since that's where your biggest market is. And then when you have another one, then they can come to that in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, you know, some people might think, you know, that a Christian play is just, you know, based, like, I don't know if you ever heard, we have a theater here called Sight and Sound, and
I love that.
Yes, amazing. They do, you know, from Jesus and Moses and Esther. It's amazing. I'm the presentation and everything is phenomenal.
It's crazy. I when I work with my kids, we do a lot of stuff kind of pattern after Sight and Sound.
Right. And so, but my thing to you is, I mean, I know it's Church Stars, but every play sort of have a message in it, and it always goes back to the beliefs in God and to the church. Right. I had produced two plays, one called Olivia Lost and Turned Out, and another one, Twisted Season, and both of those also had a message, and the message always comes back, you know, of how good God is.
Yeah.
And, you know, and so people might just think that, you know, oh, it has to be, you know, churchy, but that's not true. You know, it's just the message that's in it, what qualify you to be a part of the church stars.
Exactly.
What
Exactly.
would qualify? Yeah, it's open to everybody.
Right.
But
But when you hear that though, people just think it's just for, it's just
yeah,
for, but every play that I've been, not just mine, but every play that I've been is a message that comes back to the church and their beliefs, and
Yes,
so
I agree. And
yeah,
thank you that. Yeah.
and it is like a very, I would say, small group in a way. And that's why for me, I'm on a mission to make the Christian arts just as popular as gospel music.
right,
Because I mean, a lot of us have been standing alongside them just as long as they have. But for
Right.
some reason, gospel music gets all the recognition.
right,
So, I'm just out here trying to make it popular.
I was getting ready to say, well, maybe you might want to consider connecting the two. Like in your plays, invite someone who's an influential gospel singer to be a part of it, and then you'll
Yeah,
get
I
some of
thought
them.
about that. I'm trying to like get open to it. And my mom's like, you need to be like careful what you say. Cause I'm like, sometimes I get so irritated that there's nothing for us.
Mhm.
Even some of these like big conventions, I've like, approached them about, they always just want to have a concert. And it's
Right.
like, because there's a lot of huge church conventions that could,
Mm-hmm.
use some of our comedians or,
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. But they really just kind of want to keep it to gospel music. So I'm like, okay, well, then I'm just not going to do gospel music at all. But
Oh.
I'm trying to get open to it because they have everything.
right.
Right.
Yeah,
So pull them in. So pull them in. If you
Yeah,
can't
that's
beat them, join them. Pull them in. Pull them in, because once you get them on your side, then they might understand it better. So sometimes you got to talk to people in a language that they can understand, so they'll
yeah,
be
that's
more
true.
receptive. So once you get them in, then they say, "Oh wow, you're doing all this," and then maybe they'll be on board with it. It's just a thought. It's just a
Yeah.
thought, something to
Yeah,
think
I'm
about.
I'm listening. I'm trying to get open to it because someone even suggested that maybe I just do gospel music on our app on Sundays even.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's a good idea.
And of course have all of our movies and stage plays and stuff like that, but maybe opening it up to gospel music on Sundays. So I'm thinking about it.
So
Right.
tell us how people can tell us a little bit about OLive, and then tell people how they can download the app and follow you on social media.
Okay, so Olive Theater is here in Phoenix, and I'm just open to anybody that wants to come and audition and be in the show. Like I said, we do children's theater where they're like kind of like sight and sound. They're mixing dance and theater. But then we have our adult stage plays. And what's funny is that I don't always include music in my stage plays. I just have like a good storyline. And the weird thing about it is that I have a play on the Church Stars app called Holiday Gatherings, and it has no singing and it has the most views, which is
Wow.
odd to me. But maybe sometimes people just want a good story. And
Exactly.
because sometimes it could be like too much singing, and you're like, oh Lord,
Right, right.
But
I think a lot of people camouflage some of their productions with overly singing because they trying to fill in time.
yeah,
That's
Right.
like, oh Lord, not another song.
Me myself, I don't like musicals. Like a lot of people like musicals. I can't stand them.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
sometimes you just want like a really good story.
right.
exactly.
So anybody in Phoenix gets olivetheater.co. You can get on the website and look for plays. We do have a show that's going to air live on Thanksgiving Day. Um, so that's Holiday Gatherings. It's like a Zoom featurette. And you guys remember Lester Berry from Def Comedy Jam back in the day?
Oh
I
yeah.
do.
He has a late night talk show that's going to premiere on the channel
I
in late
do.
November.
Oh
So
nice.
excited about that. Yeah. So for the Church Stars, anybody can download Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Samsung, any app store, anything on your smart TV. And so what I'm doing is, people can show their stage plays live, or we do simulated broadcasting. Where, like, say you have a play, you want to show it, or we can pick a date and time and you can air your play live.
Twisted Seasons.
Yes, giving the people opportunity just to show their work and out there, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything. There's not a monthly fee. So you just go watch everything Christian Arts and Entertainment, and it's, we're doing good. This is our 6 years for Church Stars, and so I'm just gonna write it till the wheels fall off.
I know that's right. Keep writing, because we need you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having the vision to even start this. And I know that it's going to be great, because why? You have God that's connected to this, and it's always greatness when he's involved in it. So we wish you all the luck, and anything that we can do here, the ladies of the Real Recognized Real, we're here for you.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, you guys will have to, because we take podcasts and turn them into shows, and we need shows. So y'all have to come over to Church Stars so we can feature your show as well.
Yes, most definitely. Oh, that would be nice. So we'll definitely connect with you after the show. And
so I don't remember you saying where people can follow you on social media.
You can follow me on social media. Of course, you can follow Church Stars on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Mine is I am Nicole Newman, and then churchstarsnetwork.com. And then, of course, you can download the Church Stars Network app on your cell phone or smart TV.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Thank you for the opportunity. It was nice chatting with you.
Yes, talking with you too. And the best of luck to you.
Absolutely.
And we'll be in touch.
That's right. Most definitely. Bye, Nicole.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Twisted Seasons.
I don't know how to review that more. It might have a little bit of words in there that shouldn't be, but we gotta see. I think Gabby might have said, I don't know. So I gotta revisit to make sure it's appropriate. It's appropriate.
I edit that part out.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's awesome. So hopefully Judah, he's waiting in the green room, and we will want to bring him up shortly. He's not on camera yet, so we wanted to. Yeah, here he goes. We're gonna bring Judah up now.
So our next guest is a legend in the building.
Yes. Oh, I love your background. I love your background, yo. That is so dope.
He already in the studio.
I stay here. That's how I stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
I know that's right. So let me give you a proper introduction. Judah Priest is a hip hop artist from Philly, but now lives in New York City. He is an awesome lyricist, a poet who began rapping at the age of 7 at local talent shows. His upbringing was not without its challenges, but he chose to better his life and pursue a career in the entertainment industry. While becoming a member of the Chamber Music Records, Buddha Monk, the brother of the late Old Dirty Bastard, took Priest under his wing and made him a key family member of the Brooklyn Zoo. Priest recorded with Wu-Tang Clan. Woo, shout out to Wu-Tang. Shout out to the Wu. The artist Capadonna, Holocaust, Solomon Childs, and many more. He continues to work with the Brooklyn Zoo family, and they also known as Zoo Bullies, I should say, as well as the Staten Island All-Stars. He released several successful indie albums and is here tonight to talk about his new projects and what he's been up to. So we are honored to have you on our show, on the Real Recognized Real Talk radio show tonight. Welcome, Judah Priest.
Thank you. You made me feel special with that introduction.
Well, you didn't give it to me, but I did my homework.
Absolutely.
I definitely
Absolutely.
got my bio now, though.
Right.
You got one now. Just go back to this recording. Write it down. I give you my permission. So
Thank you.
welcome.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So as a native of Philly, growing up in Philadelphia is not without its challenges. How did you stay grounded and focused on pursuing your dreams despite the challenges that you encountered?
Well, first and foremost, let's just talk about grounded because my mom had a belt. That was it.
I know that's right.
My mom had a belt. When I'm from
Yes.
I'm originally from Nicetown. You know what I mean? So this half of the block was my mom's side. This half of the block was my dad's side, and they all had belts.
Yeah.
And they use them too.
Yeah,
Right. Which they need to do nowadays. That's the problem with these youth.
facts. Nah, life, like life in Philly is like life everywhere. I grew up in two cities. You know what I mean? Literally, all my life, I've been in two cities, Philly and New York. So, and I spent like 2 weeks down south, and that's when I changed my life. I was like, I gotta get God or something. I couldn't do the country life, but
Right.
Philly, growing up in Philly, you know what I mean? It's what you make it. You know what I mean? Like, it's what you make it. You're gonna have your trials, tribulations, and you're gonna have, aspects where when you're young, you wanna experience certain things that you don't have no business experience. But you know what I mean? It's just like being an adult. You know what I mean? We go through trials, tribulations, which is the test. You know what I mean? How do we make it? I mean, after that test, we learn what we learned during that test, which means if you surpassed it, you don't go back to that nonsense. You know what I mean? So that's just how. I mean, that was the mentality. You know what I mean? It took me a while. I'm not going to front. It took me a while to get to a level of maturity. You know what I mean? Even as an adult. I think I started maturing when I had my first daughter. You know what I mean?
And that's what they always say. Children.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
my light switch turned right on. You know what I mean? I still did knucklehead stuff, but I had for me at the time, I felt as though I had a reason to live now.
Right.
You know what I mean? It made me focus on certain different aspects that I never focused on before. But then I also had great mentorship in my life too.
Good. That's important as well. The people that you surround yourself with.
Say that one more time.
I said that's important as well. The people you surround yourself with, because they become influential. So it's good to be a leader and not a follower.
Yeah,
I can get caught up in some crazy stuff, like you said.
I ain't really have no choice when it came to the mentorship. You know what I mean? But it's one of them things though. Like as being older now, I appreciate it because a lot of those mentors, I used to work doing cameras. I started doing camera work in churches and whatnot. And my godfather was the main cameraman for Channel 6 over there in City Line Ave. When me and my daughter's mother was together, you know what I mean? I felt as though that her dad and her mom was mentors to me too. Even though they wanted to, kind of kill me after I got their daughter pregnant, but I worked in the Daily News. I worked for the Daily News in the Inquirer. I was running the press machines. I learned how to do that, but I was doing that at Dobbins too. So like a lot of the mentorship was kind of forced on me, but I appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even when I got into music, I had other mentors. And those are the mentors that I wanted.
But you listen. The key is that you listen.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you might not listen right there at that moment, but it came back to you. It did a 360. And that's something even with the church. It's like we go to church all the time. We learn the gospel and then we start straying. As we get older, we get around different friends, we start straying, but that still sticks within us and we find our way back home.
Yeah.
Well, for me, you know what sticks with me? The butt whipping I was getting. Even as an adult, Buddha, listen.
You keep talking about those belts.
But no, like real talk. I'm not even trying to be funny. I was that guy that needed his behind whipped constantly, even as an adult. Buddha, that's my older brother, literally. You know what I mean? So I was in this music thing since way before high school. I just ain't never tell nobody.
Right.
But I remember being in Brooklyn and they recording their albums and stuff. And I'm trying to rap, and you know, he's like, yo, if you mess up, you already know what it is. It's 50 body blows or 100 push-ups.
Wow.
They didn't want to give out the push-ups. They wanted the body blows. So that's how I'm saying, like, I learned. So even when I go to studio, like I got my own studio now, as you see, but when I was going to studio and I had to spend money to go to studio, I would write my song in less than 20 minutes and record it in another 20 minutes, and it was time for me to leave. Because I didn't know it was conditioned that, like, yo, if you mess up more than 3 times.
You don't want them body blows.
Not at all.
But listen, that's something these young people need nowadays out here in Philly. They need something that they're going to fear, because they have no fear at all. You know, they have no fear of their parents, of the people in blue. They have no fear. You know, and they need some kind of fear.
I was on the radio yesterday with Montana Black, and we actually talked about that right there, literally. You know what I mean? And again, my thoughts on it. I mean, children and even adults, like it's not even a reverse thing, because it's older adults being influenced by these young bucks now. You know what I mean? So it's like it's kind of reverse, but that's the mental slavery as a people that we are into. And people laugh at me when I say that. Remember the movie Soul Food?
Yeah.
I literally, and I use this reference because I feel as though wholeheartedly 99.99% believe that movie Soul Food changed life as a culture in real life. Because when Big Mama died, that is the same time that all other Big Mamas died. That was the first Big Mama I ever knew. I never trusted her. I knew what a grandma was. I didn't know what a Big Mama was. But when she died in that movie, during that time, it all, like, once that movie that happened in that movie, there was no more village. There was no more family structure. I mean, you gotta remember, that's coming off the hills of the crack epidemic.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then not only off the hills of that, but it's coming during the second wave of a baby boom.
Right.
And now when you think about it, and this is the key part. When you think about that epidemic and you think about them two baby booms that we had, like right behind one another, those was young mothers, right? Having babies, right? Now, as those babies right there grow up, they darn near the same age as their parent. So they in the club, but guess what? That parent doesn't know how to be an adult because they still living as a child. So what are they going to teach that seed? And now that seed is grown. Real talk, that seed is grown, and now they having children. That's all the wild youngsters running around. And then it was also the fatal alcohol syndrome that played a part in a lot of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, like Philly, it's hard growing up in Philly, but when you got, you know what I'm saying, like that, the proper structure, you know what I mean, and you got proper tutelage. You know what I mean? You want to do stuff, but you know what I mean? You come out right because it gives you ambition. It gives you ambition.
Right. You gotta want it. You gotta want it for yourself.
Without that structure, man, it's kind of null and void. You know what I mean? We fighting a war that can't be won at this point right now.
Well, I think it's social media to be. I mean, you're correct in everything you said, and babies having babies and things like that. But they just need to shut down all social media to anyone under 30. I'm sorry, they just need to shut it down. Point blank.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't blame social media.
Because there's a lot of arguments and there's a lot of people fronting and talking trash on social media that's creating a lot of this,
social
wars.
Media made it visible.
But it made it more visible. But tell me this, Judah, like for real, like back in the day, you wouldn't have known what was going on much out in the street if you didn't have first started out with a beeper or a cell phone. It's all technology.
We had newsy neighbors.
And they was snitching, telling everything, right?
But that's the point. Nobody's snitching now. Everybody's scared.
But watch this. Let me say this, if I may.
Yes. And then we want to get to you because this is about you.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd rather have this conversation than talk about music all day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Look, my album drops November 10th. It's called The Last Goodbye. It took me 10 years. It took me 2 years to do it. November 10th and a release party. Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
But this is but because listen, I'd rather have this conversation, you know what I mean, versus music, because this is the conversation that needs to be had as elders. You know what I'm saying? And this way, this is something that we could build on. You know what I mean? Like music is music. That we can get to that. But this is how we build. This is how we start building that foundation to get back to the structure that we already talking about.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when I say it's not social media's fault, because it's just exposing. You know what I mean? Just like the news. If you watch the news, the news always perpetrate us. When something happened, they find the most ignorant black person
the interview
in the area, right? But now with social media, we just see more ignorant people, but we also find out the truth of things more. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But here's another thing. And I'm saying we as a people, we conditioned for negativity already, because every time something important with this so-called America, you know what I mean, happens, like case in point, this idiot Donald Trump drops the biggest nuclear bomb that we haven't even used in 70 years in the rural area of Afghanistan, and then blame Europe. But nobody paid attention because they were sitting doing the ice bucket challenge.
Right.
So I mean, social media is not to blame. It's the conditioning of the people. Like let's talk music real quick. Even with music, now listen, Fran, you already know me. You've been knowing me from my start. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I credit you and a host of others for people who helped put that machine behind me, that real power. You know what I mean? One of the first radio interviews. But you also are indoctrinated within the culture of hip hop in Philadelphia, and you know the masses, right? Let me say this: when you hear my music, remember my song "Wake Up," "No Justice, No Peace." I always stood, you know what I mean, to bring awareness about what's going on, right?
Right.
But how many others in hip hop just use circumstances for their personal gain? When Trayvon Martin was murdered, everybody doing songs in the name of Trayvon.
Right.
When George Floyd was murdered, everybody wanted to do a song for George Floyd. Why nobody speaking on them now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing as social media. They use it for what they want to use it for when they want to use it for. You know what I mean? Now, let me tell you, I'm a parent also. My twins is 11. Right? This is where we get back to the family structure. I got a button on my phone. It don't matter where I'm at in America. At 9:30, I'm hitting that button.
Where your kids at?
Goes off. Internet goes off.
Okay. Oh, what button is that? We need that button. Everybody need that button.
Yeah, yo, it comes with Xfinity. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? But see, here's another thing too. Like I say, we can't blame the product. We gotta blame the people,
the user. I agree. It's all in how you use it. It's social media. If you use it for the right intended purpose, it's a good marketing strategy, a good marketing tool, and a good awareness tool. But if you're using it for the wrong reasons, of course, it's going to attract that kind of attention. I totally agree with you, because the things that we pay attention to now, it irks my soul. The things that people say is popular and is on point. It's like, what happened to our mindset that we pay attention to the most idiotic things and less important to things that can really make a positive difference in somebody's life.
Facts.
We pay attention to the dumb stuff. It just, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
But watch this though, right? As parents, if we spend quality time with our children the way that we need to, would they be so indoctrinated into that system?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely not. And
Right.
and I, being that I have 3 college graduates and everybody's doing awesome, and I give all praises to the Most High and guiding me through that. But when I was raising them, I wanted to make sure that they stayed off the street, that their surroundings, they couldn't just go out if they wanted to go out. I need to know where they were, they had a time, who they're with. I had to check out the parents of their friends, because you're not just going over somebody's house and I don't know what they into. We're not doing that, so parents aren't paying attention to their children. They're not paying attention at all. They just let them go. They run the street. They don't know where they are, and they're into so much stuff. And it's like 14, 15, 16-year-olds that's out here killing each other.
Exactly.
But see, that's why I say I don't blame social media. See, anything that happens that a person does, especially with the youngins, everything stems from home.
From home.
It has to stem from home first, because if the structure becomes the blockade, they can't do none of that.
Right.
See, again, I'm a parent. My son, I'm not gonna tell you which one, but I remember going to school. All this little dude wanted to do was fight. He you know what I mean? He claiming he blood and everything, and I went through all that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, you're not going to do all that. So I'm telling him, like, yo, listen, like, that's not what we do, and that's not what you want. But then he wanted to keep doing it and keep doing it. I said, you know what? I got you. So boom. What I did was, I was in Philly. I hopped in my car. I put him in the car. Said, we're going for a ride. He like, where are we going? We on 95 back to New York, on our way to Staten Island. I dropped him off and told him to go in that store and go get me a drink and whatnot in my old neighborhood of Staten Island. I knew it was a bunch of Bloods, Crips, and all that right there.
Mm-hmm.
I left him. I went around the block, parked the car. Now I'm vigilant. I got eyes on them, and I mean, my homies was out there. And I told them, like, nah, this is what it is. I'm there. Boom.
Right.
Don't do nothing to them. Just scare them. Let me say,
no, you ain't about that life.
But yo, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Now he ain't into that.
Right.
3 years. In 3 years,
but
he ain't into it.
They used to have that program, the Scare Straight program.
I remember.
They need to bring that back. I'm telling you, these young people are so lost. And even though I do blame the users, social media is making it so accessible though for them, for bullying and kids committing suicide, because these kids, and not just kids, it's even adults, they're mean. The comments and stuff that they write and the things that they say. And if they saw something, they're going to go tell a friend that they saw this and this person wrote this and now they got beef, but I'm saying it starts a lot of beef. It's not even face-to-face beef.
Right, because it's the punk mentality anyway, because they wouldn't say it to your face, but now they hiding behind the screen.
Yo, you want a statistic? You want a statistic? Want a statistic? The numbers now on teen suicide is they high, but they low compared to when, back in the day when social media wasn't out. Because a lot of youth who was seeking like attention and have conversations, the platforms literally, they was able to express themselves when they ain't had this though. And I'm not saying it's right, like, I'm Captain Save them all day. I don't want nobody to do nothing. So when I see things, I make sure I reach out. But it's back then it was hitting. Look at Columbine. Right? Look at Columbine. I'm gonna be honest with you. We still having situations. It's just publicized now, but it's also, how many is saved too, just to have an outlet. Because like, case in point, especially with our people, we are attention seekers. Literally, we naturally attention seekers, right? Because if a person having a bad day, the first thing they do is run into the Facebook. Real talk. If they get hungry, you know what I mean? I want somebody to see what I eat. I don't care what they're going to say. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's me.
I'm telling y'all now.
I'm totally opposite, but anyway.
Listen,
that's me. Look where I'm at. Look where I'm at. No.
Listen, for everybody that's watching, if any of my people watching, they know I'm an attention seeker because I get on Facebook and just start messing with people for no apparent reason. You know what I mean?
So if you want to bullies her.
Dead serious. Like if I'm bored, hey yo, blah 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 blah, and I'll take their picture and put it on another picture. You know what I mean? And then put it out there, like, look at this fool. Like, I'm conditioned. So what I'm saying is, if I'm doing it, and I got boundaries, no, I don't, but I got structure. I don't got boundaries. But you know what I mean? Like these outlets, because at some point, no matter how a person is feeling on these platforms, if they put something out, somebody is going to respond and give them the attention that they want. You know what I mean? Somebody say like, yo, I'm about to jump off the roof. They put it on Facebook. Nah, you don't need to do that. Yo, call me. It's attention.
Right.
When social media wasn't around, and I am not a big social media advocate. I don't want nobody to think that. You know what I mean? I think it's the devil. Like,
depends on how you use it.
For sad reasons, for how it's used. But listen, aside from music, I work in the mental health, you know what I mean, industry. I work in a group home. So I see how social media is used on both aspects. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I can say it's like I've known Facebook to save many people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, do you got morons on there?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. But this, you know, what we do in the beginning of our show, you got our introduction of our music, and then we go into hood news. This right here was our conversation, which I love because I mean it's bringing awareness. I mean, as we have our listeners on here, I mean, people are rethinking and reassessing. Like, am I there for their family? It could be somebody right now on here that's a parent and say, do I know where my child is right now? You know, I do let them just run the street or do whatever. So hopefully, you know, this conversation talking back and forth. It's very
important. Like, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been doing this music thing for so long. It's just to the point where, listen, how can I, as an artist who has a platform, enjoy what I do if I can't help use my platform to educate? You know what I mean? Versus just trying to get somebody money. You know what I mean? Because I feel as though I'm a hot artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it has to be, and this is what I'm saying. It has to be the mentality and the conditioning. I told people yesterday, I don't care about streams. If I can save a life and allow somebody to identify off a conversation like this and use my platform to back everything else I do, then my job is done.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Because there's not that many educators. There's not that many educators out here. There's not the and when it comes to these political structures, they don't care about us. Everybody has an agenda, even down to these certain activists who just want to pop up doing, you know what I mean, doing sad times. You know what I mean? There's no more Malcolms. There's no more Martins.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't even say Jesse because Jesse had an agenda for a minute too. But there's no more. There's no more voice of the people. So it's up to who?
Us as individuals. We gotta do it. We gotta bring it back to the times where we're a village that's raising a child. It can't just be. But see, you know, you hear even teachers, and you hear about. It goes back to kids raising kids. It's like now they ready to fight the teacher, the parent, because, oh, you took my child lunch, or, oh, you did this, or, you know, and they ready to get in the teacher face. Like, who did that? We never did that as a parent.
But you know what?
Not in the parent, but
you know what too? It's wrong. And I agree with everything that you say. I agree 100%. But you know who else got to get checked at times too, though? Those teachers. Because, and this is why I say it, because people feel as though I'm above you because I'm the teacher. I'm here to give you what you need. So the way that they speak and communicate to them is like, you're going to respect me regardless, but I don't have to respect you. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm not saying it's everybody, you know what I mean?
Right.
But
And it's some, it's not all.
right,
It's
it's
some.
some, it's not all. Man, it's a majority. It's the majority because listen, let me tell you one thing. Again, I work in a group home. Everybody asks me like, "Yo, how is this so easy going?" And nothing. Yo, listen, there's respect, there's communication. I don't gotta force power. I don't gotta force you to respect.
And you know what? My husband talks about that all the time because he's a supervisor over in facilities where he is, and they can't understand why all of his housekeepers respect him because he shows them that same respect, and he don't talk to them like down. He jokes when he expects them to have their work done, but he asks them how's their day going, how's their family, and so they build a relationship. So now everybody wants to work for him because of the relationship, and they can't figure out why they having all these problems with the other people, because all they want to do is either write them up and, like you said, throw their authority around. I'm the director or I'm the supervisor. You do what I say to do.
And now, let's throw the spark plug in it though, sis. Let's go back to family dynamic and add that part right there that we just talked about into that, because when you have that authority that you gotta respect me, and you aim that to somebody, you don't know how their day went. Right. You don't know what's going on at home. And these youth can tell if you're there for a check or do you really care.
Right.
So a lot of these times, and I'm not saying they listen, my son, he just threatened the teacher, and I gripped him, and I told him, but I'm like, yo, you can't do that.
Right, absolutely.
You can't do, you know what I'm saying? So everything that I speak on, like, trust me, I have literally, like, recently been through it. But again, if my demeanor when I'm talking or I'm giving instruction, or you know what I mean, if my demeanor is right and I'm trying to give out a lesson, they're going to reciprocate just based off my body language, my tone of voice. And people told me I'm aggressive because I got a New York accent. I'm like, I'm not even mad. I'm just talking. You know what I mean? But when they understood it, they was like, yo, you know what, Mr. D? You're right. And I'm glad. I had one of my young boys, I seen him on the street the other day. He was like, yo, a lot of the things that you told me, I wish I would have took heed to before I left, because I'm seeing everything that you said. And I'm like, yo, you know what? Well, you know how to get a hold of me. And I still have conversation with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like these structures, the structures is always going to fail. You know what I mean? But again, to get respect, give respect. It doesn't matter how young, how old. You know what I mean? If we don't want confrontation and we know certain things, then let's not enforce our authority, man. Like we need more people that's going to be balanced. You know what I mean?
So what I want to do, Judah, is we're going to have a whole show around this, add a couple of more people and have this conversation, which is so healthy and to do. But, we want to also make sure people know about Judah and and so I know Lynette have probably a few more questions, and then we want you to talk about the last Goodbye album release party that you have in November 10th, and then where people can find you. But now we ask you to come on because we do want to send around, because we appreciate you. We appreciate
I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate everything that you're bringing to
y'all know
the.
I talk too much too. Y'all know I talk too much. So y'all gotta.
Well, you help me out. You help me out because I'm usually the one that's talking too much.
That's okay.
It's just my passion.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem.
And it's a good one. It's a good thing to be passionate about. So
tell us about the last Goodbye album. And does that mean what it says? Last goodbye? Are you leaving?
You retiring from the game? You like, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know, man. You know what it is. I have been trying to retire for the last 7 years, but I keep getting, you know what I mean, weaned back in. But I got tired of saying goodbye. I got tired of saying goodbye. Then nobody believes me anyway. So
Right.
it's gonna be the last time that I say goodbye. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's also twofold too. I lost, you know what I mean? It's twofold now because I just recently lost my grandmother. You know
I'm
what I
sorry.
mean? So
Sorry to hear that.
that was the last time you know, her homegoing was like the last time I got to say goodbye to her. I lost one of my closest friends, Denny Blue. You know what I mean? It's the last time I say goodbye. So, you know what I mean? I don't want to say goodbye no more. Like the word goodbye, you know what I mean? After this album is gonna be
Oh,
null and
gotcha.
void. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like, yo, I see you when we
See you
get there.
later.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? See you when I
Absolutely.
get there. Um
And
yeah, but
hubby always said that. He's like, no, don't say goodbye. Say see you later. Because it's not a goodbye.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the album, the crazy thing about the album, um, it took me 2 years to work on. Me and my team. Shout out to my brother Blacksmith. Shout out to Ease on Fire. Shout out to Twist Flavor. Shout out to Kim Beecham. They was literally, you know, I had a studio in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So you know, we was always in the studio, and this is like the year before pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Like we literally was locked in the studio. When I say locked in, we wasn't leaving. You know, we was there 24/7 and just writing and recording and writing and recording. Then the pandemic hit, and then I was forced to be locked in the studio. You know what I mean? And now it's, you know, it's just, you know, we got over like 200, 300 songs already recorded.
Yes,
So that's another reason why I can't just be goodbye, because I get bored easy and I just put together an album real quick and put it out. But you know, I think it's the perfect time. So you know, I released this song, "The Last Confession," with my sister Thea Van Seijen, from Afro Samurai Wu-Tang. You know, that was dealing with everything that was going on with the insurrection, the police brutality, you know, things of that nature. Then we know we released Renegade, which is probably a little raw, you know what I mean? But I feel as though I had to get a point across.
Right.
Now, you know, I use negativity as a positive. That's the thing people don't even understand with me. You know, I cuss, but when I cuss like on record or that much, it's because I'm trying to get a point across. You know, when it says get them out of here, I don't get them out of here. I'm saying that because like, yo, get this negativity. Anything. I don't want negativity in my circle. I don't want negativity in my space. I don't want negativity in me. So
Right.
that's why I did Renegade. I mean, because I'm at war. But you know, with the rest of the album, you know, it's hard. It's still hard to pick out. You know what I mean? Certain songs we at the tail end right now. I'm about to upload. And shout out to Rob Swartz from Wu-Tang Distribution for giving me the opportunity to release my product via my own brand. You know, like yeah. So it's very much important to me with this album that I was able to go back to my first major album, which was Raleigh of Kings, because I had people around. So it's not just my thoughts and my views. It's a conglomerate of people that was there
Right.
with me to help structure, you know what I mean?
Right.
The product.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
And then the album release party. The album release party is November 10th. It's the same day as the release in Philadelphia at the Fire, 412 West Girard Ave. I got a host of family and friends that's coming out. Everybody's like, why you got 15 artists going to be on stage? Listen, everybody going to rock 2 songs, but I've been with a lot of people, and people, you know what I mean, help support me. I want to help support them on my quote unquote big night. You know what I
Right.
mean? So like, yeah, that's why we doing it. That way it's going to be hosted by my brother Snook Chaos and my sister Cha Cha. You know, and shout out to UTM too, you know, because they're gonna be in there doing their thing. They help sponsor it.
That's
Well,
awesome.
yes. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, y'all most definitely are invited out.
November 10th. I'm gonna put it on my
November 10th. Absolutely.
And watch
Absolutely.
this. It's a school night for me, so it's not. Trust me, it's not ending late. It's not.
You said it's a school night for you?
Yeah, no matter what time I'm done, my son and my daughter still gotta go to school the next day, and I gotta take them.
I know that's right.
I hear you.
Keep them structured. That's why I keep them structured.
Yeah.
So where, Judah, where can the viewers find you?
Everywhere, literally. You can Google me. I mean, that sounds weird though. No, listen.
No,
I'm saying,
that's
it sounds, you know what I mean? When I say it back, I hear it back myself, it's like, oh, that's weird. That's nasty.
Google me.
But let's start over. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. You can find me, you can stream on all major platforms such as Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, Rumblefish, YouTube. Everything is there for anybody who want to know. Holler at me about in the DMs, whether it's about music or anything else that we talked about. Again, I'm very open. I moderate my own social media, which is the DMs and inboxes. I just like to build. You know what I mean? Right. And that's how we want to get back to make a community, a village again.
Right, absolutely. And y'all see, I am Judah Priest. So thank you so much. Like I said, we're going to have you back on the show, and so that we can have this open conversation that is so very important to get back to the way we were and get back to the table, because everybody is pulling from the table, so we want to be able to get families back to the dinner table. So thank you so much, Judah. We appreciate you.
Can I say one thing? I say one more thing? Because this
absolutely.
Especially listen, I learned about PSP from you. So with that said, Philly support Philly. Listen, we are losing a lot of our venues, especially for independent hip hop and R&B artists. We losing our venues. So even if y'all don't make it out to my album release party, listen, holler at the fire. Let's help keep these doors open. You know what I mean? Support those venues that's been supporting us. You know what I mean? Do your own event, do something, man. Because listen, once these doors close, then we have nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right about that, absolutely. Because a venue that I've had all of my hip hop showcases and everything at parties that has closed, and Parkside. So, which started out the old cornucopia, and then it went. So that was home to us, and so once that venue went, I get it, and so we do got to support each other. So please. Fire, it's called Fire, correct?
The Fire Philly.
The Fire Philly.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
Y'all appreciate y'all having me. Thank y'all so much. Thank
you.
You're welcome.
Best of luck to you as well.
Yes.
Y'all be blessed.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.
So that was awesome.
Yep, absolutely.
That was awesome.
That was a we didn't even need to go into our
he answered most of the questions.
It's news. It's what's going on. It was definitely a topic that needed to be discussed, because it continues. It really continues to happen. So, but thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in next month. We're here.
Oh, wait. I forgot to say the key word.
You got, that's right. Before we go, last month in October, our show, Lynette gave a keyword out, and she's about to give the next one out. And for the first person to put both of those keywords in our
comment
section of this particular show, you will win 2 tickets to the Diamond Divas bowling party, which is scheduled for October the 23rd. So what is that keyword?
So the keyword is real.
Real. Hey! Real. So remember, guys, it's
real. Real.
You want to win those tickets courtesy of the Exquisite Magazine.
That is my nonprofit, courtesy of Love Exquisite Arts and Recreation Nonprofit Center.
Yes, thank you so much for sponsoring tickets to that event. So once again, guys,
both keywords, not just tonight. The last show, September the 14th.
If you don't know what it is, you better go back and watch the show.
Exactly.
Last month's show, and get that keyword so you can put it in this particular show's comment section, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you to both of our guests, Nicole from First Stars, as well as Judah Priest, a legend in the hip hop industry. Absolutely. Thank you guys. Continue to be blessed, and we'll see you next month. Bye.